When I first started my journey of personal growth and development, the amount of incoherent bullshit I was listening to and putting my mind around and ingesting was unfathomable. It was no wonder why I was headed the direction I was, right? But it took me analyzing where I was at, who I was becoming, who I was trying to be like, to then understand what I didn't want to be like, to understand like what I was going to have to ingest to actually get farther down that process of being someone who I actually wanted to be. Because for so long I was stuck in that state of, fuck it, I don't care, I'm just going to be like this, I'm going to be like this person, I'm going to listen to this music and fall into this crowd because I want to be like everybody else, I want to be cool, right? But like, why would you do that? Why would you try and be like someone else that you don't even truly like? You just do it because someone else does it. You do it because you want to be liked. Do you understand how like unworldly that is? Do you understand how like unnatural that is? Right? The tribe mentality is very natural. It says, hey, I want to fit in with the crowd so I can have the right resources, have the food for my family, have a tribe of people that will protect me and my family, that I can protect others with, right? But nowadays we live in such complicated societal times where everything is so backwards in terms of actual survival. These tribes that we try and fit into, especially at a young age, but at any age as well, they are made up of pleasure, of purposelessness, of no real reason to be in this group other than the feelings, the emotions it brings you. And that's what leads to so many issues nowadays, is chasing these false emotions, these ideas that aren't really real, these ways of being that give us these emotions that we don't really need, right? So I say all that to say, take a look at it. What kind of information are you ingesting on a daily or consistent basis? Are you ingesting anything that is conducive of a better mental environment? Are you feeding your brain with stuff that can actually grow you? Or are you ingesting like junk food in terms of information, right? Because if you go along with what society teaches, it's all about junk food. It's all about bad stuff that doesn't help anybody. Maybe it puts some money in a big corporation's pocket, but it makes you feel awful, or it makes you not get any better, right? So analyze what it is you're doing on a day-to-day basis. Analyze what it is that you are surrounding yourself with, from TV to social media, to friends, to food. Your diet consists of everything. It is, hey, what am I choosing to be around? What am I choosing to bring into myself? Because your subconscious mind is always absorbing. It is always drawing in from sensory experiences, right? So what are you sensing? What are you becoming part of? Right? Because that's what we're doing. What are you paying attention to? We live in this information age where we pay attention. We choose what we pay attention to. And most of us pay attention to so many different things that we get nowhere in every single one of them. Right? So think about where it is that you actually want to be and where you're actually headed right now, and understand how it's not going to help you. Okay? Like I remember being so entwined in the societal construct that I was, that I cared so much about what other people thought of me. And I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be cool. I wanted to, have all these friends, right? Right? I wanted to be this fun guy. I wanted these girls. I wanted all this shit that was pointless, pleasure driven. For what? But besides the point. Point was that that's what I wanted. So you know what? My mind went for that. My mind went after those things. My mind created the environments and situations that were necessary to what I thought would get me to those situations. And it surely did at times, right? But to what end, right? I mean, I remember listening to this rap music, these different kinds of music, just to fit in, just to feel cool, just to feel like I was one with the crowd. And you start to embody these different things because, again, your subconscious mind is always picking up. So you're listening to all these different songs about, murder or rap or, drugs or alcohol or vagina or whatever it is, whatever pointless shit it is. And the next thing you know, these are absorbed so much into your conscious that you can't even you can't even understand how you could have a different reality, right? It wasn't until I began to eliminate myself from those environments and become more of my own individual, more of my own self, to go after those things that I wanted to actually have. It wasn't until I met my fiance and removed myself from these situations with girls or friends that weren't good for me, right? Just energy drainers, right? I mean, it took some time, don't get me wrong, but it was then when I started to actually pick apart what it was that I was doing. And I understood, hey, these things aren't good for me. And I started trying to understand what was good for me, right? I mean, I knew working out was going to be good for me. That was one thing I doubled down on at some point. So you got to break out of that box. You got to break out of your conditioning that says you need this. You want to be friends with these people. You want to be friends with that person. You want to achieve this, right? You have to analyze what it is that's causing that want, these desires and goals, right? And seriously, everybody has them. We just either choose to realize we have them or we don't realize we have them, right? So once you break those down, you see where they come from. You can break that down and then build it back up. Say, this is where I want to go. This is how I can see my reality being different. But until you do that, you're just kind of blowing in the wind like a plastic bag, my man. What are you going to do? How are you going to get to this life that you want and part of you deserves? How are you going to be who you want to be for your higher divinity? Are you going to chase after these lower divinity pleasures and this sense of self that isn't you, but it makes you feel good? Are you going to chase that for your entire life and then maybe wake up one day and realize how much of a joke it all was? We live in such a blessed time where we have all the information at our fingertips, but we don't know how to use it. So we just ingest, and stimulate, and bring all this irrelevant information into our consciousness. And it's no wonder why we have anxiety, or we have depression, or we have ADHD to some degree, because our focus is terrible. You know, the national reading level was dropped to what? It's like a 8-year-old or 8th grade or something like that. It's so much lower than what it used to be. Why is that? Well, we're ingesting short form content at a rate that's never been heard of before. Well, short form content is a relatively new idea, right? We went from cavemen and caves, like the matters, what we thought about was life or death, building the fire, killing the tiger that was trying to kill our family, hunting the food, building the house. And that was all we thought about among the other 3 different things that were trying to kill us. So now it's like TikTok video about food, Instagram video about the mountain or the news or whatever. I mean, and there's millions and millions and millions. And you could think about it for 30 seconds. The next one, the next one, the next one, the next one, the next one. We're not meant to have that many contexts. We're not meant to have that much information at one time. But it's a wonder to the public why we have anxiety, depression, ADHD more than ever before. No, it's a societal control that's in place to say, hey, all these issues that you have, you need medication for it. You need us to give you something else to fix it. When our hearts, we are human. We are one and the same with God, with the universe, and we have limitless power and potential. We can manifest anything we want. And we do manifest whatever we want, but we don't realize that. And then we want some weird stuff that isn't really what we want. It's just what we focus our mind on in a way. And then we manifest that slowly but surely. So, again, I hope this helps. Do yourself a favor. Reflect on where it is you're heading. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Send it to somebody who needs it, man. We're trying to wake the people up. We got to wake up. Get back into the driver's seat because you can. You got this.